Complaint investigations begin in a variety of ways. For example, phone calls to the office, ombudsman interactions in a facility, mandated reports, or any other interaction. To begin an investigation, an ombudsman must first obtain consent. What is consent and why do you have to get it? Let's talk about that. In the context of an ombudsman, consent means obtaining permission for an investigation to take place on behalf of the resident or complainant. This includes building a connection with the resident so they feel comfortable with you as their ombudsman. Consent can be communicated in many ways, but the most common formats are verbal and written. Written consent allows an ombudsman to review or obtain documentation that they otherwise might not have access to. Remember, an ombudsman should only review the documents that they are given access to or need for the investigation. Something that you should always try to do is set the resident up for success. With that in mind, try to meet a resident when they are having a good day. Sometimes people are tired or they just don't want to talk to you, so don't be afraid to come back another day. It's the ombudsman's job to ensure that the resident understands what they are signing and what actions will be taken on their behalf. Make sure that the resident is not being pressured to give consent in any way or form. Also remember that all residents, including those who experience dementia, can express their desire to resolve an issue or seek ombudsman involvement. The ombudsman should use good judgment when determining someone's ability to give consent confidently. Contact the Ombudsman office if you have any questions about the process. They'll help you out. Remember that the objective is to resolve a complaint in the way that the resident wants it resolved. Consent is a key aspect of achieving this, and it serves as evidence that you are representing the wishes of the resident and nothing more. And this leads us into, if it's not in the database, it didn't happen. It is really important that you record a detailed step-by-step summary of what happened, and it's updated on a regular basis. Documentation is proof that the ombudsman has fully served the resident. It also allows for the ombudsman's organization to show the community all the good work you have done. And it protects you. It also allows for large-scale problems to be found and solved. For example, if we find 20 different complaint investigations that all have the same delay, that might be due to a larger systematic problem, and so we can work together to improve the process for everyone's benefit. To recap, obtaining consent isn't an afterthought. It is the beginning of every investigation. It's the ombudsman's responsibility to ensure that the resident is free from any kind of pressure when giving consent and understands the actions that will be taken on their behalf. Consent is required because it demonstrates that the ombudsman is working on the resident's behalf. By recording your complaint investigations and activities in the database, you provide important information to your organization that allows for large-scale process improvements to take place. And it also protects the ombudsman. Remember, if you have any uncertainty, call the office.